Okay, we have, this is the second screencast in this series about noun phrases. Last time we talked about the identifying and classifying work of articles, and we're going to expand the idea more into determiners generally. We're going to look at the structure of noun phrases, the subtypes within this category of determiner, and review the functions and subfunctions and differentiate between determiners and pronouns as syntactic categories. Last time we had some noun phrases. We talked about noun phrases like the book, the car, and a book, a car, an answer. And we might say that noun phrases can be made up of an article and noun. This is how linguists talk about this, right? NP is the abbreviation for noun phrase. The arrow means can be made up of. And here we're just introducing or including the type of determiner called an article, and N stands for noun. But we know other things could be inside noun phrases, like we could say his book, my car, Nick's cat, and just like we say the book. And we would say that these are genitives, right? That's the fancy linguistic term for showing ownership, right? If I say that's his book or my car or Nick's cat, it is showing ownership. I want to be clear, however, that the genitive does not equal a pronoun in the syntax, and I'd like to show you that by saying that if we take a prototypical, a typical pronoun like I or she, that cannot occur right before a noun in the same way that the book is. It does not fit inside of the noun phrase with a noun like the book or my car. So syntactically we want to differentiate those. Okay, so the structure of a noun phrase we have so far is that it could be made up of an article in a noun like a book, or a genitive in a noun like my book. And because there is this pattern here in the idea of noun phrases, we want to recognize that this is articles with a noun like a book and genitives with a noun like my book. They pattern the same way in English sentences and in English speech. And we'd like to say that the pattern is that there's this set of words, and we're going to call them determiners, and those can be abbreviated DET. And that seems to be the pattern of noun phrases. There's these little words that occur before a noun, and although there are subtypes like articles and genitives, they do pattern together. And we also see that we really can't have two of these determiners together. We don't say his book or the book. There's just one, right? There's one slot for a determiner and one slot for a noun here. And we're using syntactic information to do this. Syntax is the linguistic subarea that deals with how sentences and phrases can be put together out of smaller phrases and words. So what we're seeing here is noun phrases have the structure of determiner noun, and we can rely on that to help us identify the syntactic category of words. Now, let's think about whether genitives do classifying or identifying work. So given the examples below, is the determiner of the subtype genitive doing classifying or identifying work in the noun phrase? The student had forgotten his book that morning. What do you think? Is that more classifying, saying of all the set of books, or is it more identifying? Is it pointing out a specific book of all the books in the world? It's more identifying, right? It's more like the book than it is a book. You could say the student had forgotten a book, but then it wouldn't be specific as to which book. There's more specificity when we say his book. It's more similar to the definite article, the book. Same situation with I handed the student my book. There's more specificity there, so I would say it's more identifying. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what so we could go on and talking about demonstratives and quantifiers, the next type of determiners in the next screencast.